runs tonight for Miles Sanders. Was that coming in kind of game plan, or is it based off what they did?
Well, the first half, just with how that went, without getting a lot of plays, it kind of put it. Those numbers get skewed sometimes. I mean, I know they are what they are, but when you don't have that many plays in the first half, whether because you have penalties that stop drives, the defense was on the field quite a bit, and then you're in a position in the second half where we're down 2 scores the whole time. That's where that kind of comes into play. I know we were trying to get him the ball on some screens and stuff like that, but obviously he's a good playmaker, and we want him to touch the ball more. Just the way the game went, we weren't able to do that.
Speaking of penalties, Nick, you guys have set a new franchise record for most penalties through 3 games.
Yeah.
I know that you're big on the intelligence for a team, the IQ. So how do you explain what's happening?
Yeah, we got to get that fixed. The ones that you don't like and the ones that are the most troublesome are the pre-snap penalties, and we got to take care of that. That's just us being disciplined, and we got to go back to work and get better at that, because that's obviously unacceptable. And we're all in this together. It starts with me, and it's unacceptable on my part. We got too many penalties.
What was the offensive game plan coming in?
Well, we wanted to make sure we were able to keep up with them. We knew they were an explosive offense. We wanted to be able to push the ball down the field and hit some of the underneath zones that we saw, while also obviously mixing the run game in there. In the screen game, again, you fall behind a little bit. You have to get off that game plan a little bit. But we knew we had to score with this team, because we knew they were able to score and score quickly.
In your view, what were the biggest problems offensively?
I'm sorry?
In your view, what were the biggest problems offensively?
I just felt like, you get the ball to midfield, and then it would stall out for different reasons. Whether I didn't call a good enough play, whether there was a pre-snap penalty or a penalty, whether there was some pressure. It was coaching, it was execution. We all had a hand in this loss.
The interception at the beginning of the game down the field to Rager, same part of the field that the one that was called back was last week.
Yeah.
Was there a part of you that was like, I want to make sure we get this play right this time, and that's why he called it?
No, there's options for him on all plays, and they gave us a look where the option was to take the vertical route there. I kind of made it a point to go up to the offense and say, just remember that's you get a first drive, and it stalls out there, and then you punt and you get the ball at the 1. I mean, that's as good as a punt right there. Obviously, you'd never want it to come down to that. But you saw what happened after that. You got him backed up, and the defense made a heck of a play, and Fletch scored on that play. So it just, Jalen's going to tell you he'll want that throw back to get it out. I thought Jalen had decent positioning on it. We just didn't execute, but that was just what the defense gave us, and we took it. I like his aggressiveness there.
Line's already banged up. What do you know about Isaac's injury, and how optimistic that's not too bad?
You know what, guys? I apologize, because I'm not going to be able to answer an injury question until I talk to the trainers, and usually I'm not talking to the trainers until after I'm in here with y'all. Sorry. So I'll have more updates here when I talk to y'all on Wednesday.
Nick, you brought up the lack of plays early on and wanting to stay even with the Cowboys, but then in retrospect, would you have wanted to slow the game down a little bit more by running the ball more effectively?
Yeah, I mean, second thought. I'm still. When your game plan doesn't work and you lose by 20 points, you're obviously going to say, yeah, let's do the opposite thing. And that's for after the game and for you to see after the game. But when it doesn't work and when you lose like that, yeah, you think to go the other route. So that's just the nature of this business and the nature of my job.
You felt you needed to score with them. Why punt twice in their territory in the first half?
Well, because those 4th and 6th and 7s, I don't know exactly what it was. I'm looking at the chart of is it 5? Yeah. I'm looking at the chart and deciding when to go for it, when not to go for it. Felt comfortable how following the chart there, and the chart said to punt in those situations.
Coaches always say games have personalities, so when you come into a game and say the Cowboys are going to score some points and it starts developing, how much pressure does that put on you as a play caller to say, I got to keep up?
Yeah, you're going to have to keep up there. I don't want to say it puts unnecessary pressure or pressure on me, it just, you're going to have to call the game a certain way when you're down multiple scores. And so I don't feel that put pressure on us. We just had to go out and execute the plan when we were down 2 scores, and we didn't do that.
What did you think of the defensive performance?
First of all, I want to give credit to Dallas because Dak. I just think, to see him in person and see him play and operate in person, he's a heck of a football player. And I thought, Kellen Moore's a really good coordinator. I thought he did a good job and Dak really did a good job of taking what our defense was giving him. Our goal was to limit big plays, and I know we had a coverage early on that Lamb got behind the defense on. But credit to them that we played a lot of middle of the field open. We tried to limit the big plays, and Dak took what the defense gave him, and he was content taking the underneath routes and Smart taking the underneath routes, and then they also did a good job running the football and with some of those softer boxes. So they executed, we didn't. Hats off to them.
Trying to keep up with the Cowboys, it seemed like you had Jalen drop a fair amount in the pocket. Did you get a sense that he was being pressured to move out, or was he leaving too early?
Yeah, Jeff, I got to look at that. I'll be able to answer that better for you on Wednesday. There's a couple times where I thought, hey, could he have stayed in there? But I'm not seeing what he's seeing. I'm seeing it from one side, and I'm not seeing if there was any push in the middle or if there was a breakdown somewhere. So I'm going to have to watch the tape before I answer that question with a good answer at this time.
Derek Barnett took another pretty costly penalty, and it looked like the cameras caught you saying it's him again or it's always him. So what did you say, and is discipline an issue with Derek at this point?
No, I don't think so. I was frustrated with the pre-snap penalties, regardless of if it was Derek or if it was anybody. We had him on offense, we had him on defense. I don't think we had any pre-snap penalties on special teams. That is just my frustration it was my frustration with our team as a whole, and it starts with me. It's my responsibility to get the penalty thing right. So that's on me, and so I don't blame any player for that. We just got to get better at it, and it starts with me, and I got to get the team better at that. We're on a short week. Monday Night Football, you go on a short week, and no one's going to feel sorry for us. The Chiefs aren't going to feel sorry for us. So we got to rest our bodies, get our bodies right. We're going to have to plan of how we need to plan and practice to get our bodies right on this short week, because we got a good football team coming in, and it's dog mentality to be able to recover from this. It's harder to learn from this. You'll learn from this game, but you don't have that day where you're just spending on this game. So our coaches are going to have to we're going to have to watch this tape on the way home, get the corrections to our guys written down, and they're just going to have to look at those on their own, because we're going to have to be moving on to the Chiefs really quick. Nobody's going to feel sorry for us, so we got to move on.